Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Heather Bling Show. My next guest is the beautiful Doris Vilk. She is an author, and I am super, super excited to have her on the show today. It's going to be a juicy, juicy interview. I can't wait. As you can see, we got some handcuffs, but we'll get to that. Doris, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So I am so excited. I cannot tell you. I've heard about these books. I haven't had the pleasure of reading them. But tell us a little bit about what you do, your background. How did you get into being an author?
Oh, my goodness. It's a long story, but I'll make it short.
Okay.
I was originally a dentist for 29 years, Dr. Doris Vilk Shapiro, here in Broward County, Florida. And I had some health issues that helped me, or actually made me consider an early retirement.
Okay.
And because of that, I always wanted to write a book. I've had the original story in my head for like 30 years.
Wow.
It was never saucy at the time, but had the original story like 30 years, always wanted to write a book, thought it was going to be a dental book, but I was speaking to my hygienist. I was still working part-time right before I phased out, and I told my hygienist my story, and we were into the 50 Shades and the Sylvia Days and the Shayla Blacks and all these saucy authors. And it was when 50 Shades of Grey was very popular, Orange is the New Black was very popular, and I was telling my hygienist Sharon a little bit about my romance story here. And Sharon's like, "That's a great story. You know, I would read that." And at the same time, my husband and I were binging on Orange is the New Black, and he's like, "Dora, that's a lot of your story in that Orange is the New Black." And I'm like, "You're right, that is a lot of my story, hence the handcuffs." So I said, "You know what, the universe is telling me that I need to write it." I retired, again, because of the health issues. I was spending some time at home recovering, and I was like, I'm gonna write the book. I need something to do, and I'm gonna put the story out there.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I have to ask, the handcuffs.
Okay, so unlike 50 Shades of Grey, which is very BDSM-ish, in my story, it's really about a model and an actress. Her name's Susan Chatham. She's the main character, the heroine, and she gets framed for a crime that she didn't commit by her body double, because her body double wants to steal her life, wants to steal her Hollywood hot mogul husband, and wants her career, and wants her kind of money. She's tired of just being a body double, and she wants to be the famous actress. So she frames her for a crime, and the actress ends up going to jail, hence the handcuffs. So the beginning of the book is really for, if you like Orange is the New Black or Wentworth, which is a TV series out of Australia that's also about a women's prison. The first part of the book is really about that.
And is that this book?
And that's the first book, Love Arrested.
And got the handcuffs.
What basically happens in Love Arrested, without telling the whole story, so people will want to read the books.
Of course.
Of course, lots of things happen to her in prison, as you can imagine, and that fall from grace and how she's going to survive. So the books have a lot of sex in them, but the books also have are really about a lot of the senses of taste, sight, touch, feel, sense, and they're really about a woman's empowerment. Imagine, like, if you were at the top of the world, you're a famous actress, and you lose everything, and you end up in prison, and you have nothing, and nobody believes you, and you know, even her own family doesn't believe her. So that's what happens in the beginning. She has a chance to get better by being with one of the guards in the prison. And he's very, very hot, but he's your typical, like villain from a Lifetime TV movie of the week, you know, where the hot guy is really like bad news, and she doesn't realize it, and she goes with him, and very bad things happen.
Oh no.
So she ends up in the medical department and ends up meeting the physician. And it's a love story between the physician and the actress, and then it becomes a mystery and a thriller kind of story, how they're gonna try to prove that she's really innocent. He's one of the few people that believes in her and believes that she's really right, because everybody that goes to prison says they're not guilty. So, and she's an actor, so they really think she's just putting on an act.
It up, yeah.
And the rest you have to read Love Arrested to find out what happens, how she gets involved with the guard, which guard it is, because there's many guards in the book.
Of course.
What happens with the physician, how and are they able to prove anything, and what's going to happen in Love Arrested.
Wow, well, it definitely sounds like there's a lot of curves and turns.
There's lots of twists, like being on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You never know who the good guys are, who the bad guys are, what's going to happen to her. If somebody there to help her, somebody there to do her in.
Wow.
Like, what's going on?
What sounds really exciting. So I have to ask you, so about how long did it take you to make this amazing story?
Well, I would say 30 years, because that's how long the story was in my head. But in reality, I would say about 2 years from when I first started writing the book and editing it and hiring an editor, hiring a cover designer.
Okay.
There's so much that goes into writing that I, as a dentist, didn't know.
Oh, I'm sure.
So if there's any aspiring writers out there, you don't know what you don't know. And my word to the wise is to edit, because if you want a good story, your reader has to feel those same senses that you feel. And even though, like, you may not have gone to prison, or you may not have been abused, or you may not have, fallen in love or met any handsome physicians, we've all experienced the same emotions of betrayal and lust and passion and love and someone throwing us under the bus that we thought was our best friend. And, we've all had those emotions. And so that's what makes the enjoyment for the readers, at least from the reviews that I've had on the books and feedback that I've had from fans. That's what they've told me that they enjoy about the books, is that you never know what's going to happen when you're reading Love Arrested.
Well, that's the best part too, because if you're reading a book and you can just really see the end, it gets boring very, very fast. And I also like that, what is it, maybe 150 pages or?
Oh, it's about almost 300 pages.
Okay, I'm off. I'm blonde. It happens. But it's not like a super, super thick book,
No,
it's
it's very easy reading, a page turner, and you get through it quick. It's a great summer read gift. Read with your partner to get in the mood.
There we go.
But definitely not PG rated.
Okay. Well, it must have been popular, because here we are with book number 2. So tell us about this
book
one.
number 2, and it is a trilogy. The third book is Love Avenged, and it's going to be coming out sometime this year.
Okay.
It's under editing, professional editing right now. We already have a cover for it. But in book 2, Love Attempted, which comes in between Love Arrested and the third book, Love Avenged, without saying too much, Susan is now able to be with her lover.
Okay.
And it's all about her trying to get her life back, trying to get back to her actress status, her modeling career. She loves to dance and sing, so she wants to pursue some of those interests. But she made a lot of enemies in jail, and there's new people that come into the picture that also are a bit of troublemakers.
So there may be some handcuffs in the second book?
There may be some handcuffs in the second book, and there probably are handcuffs in the second book. So the second book is all about the trials and tribulations of how Susan can try to get her life back together, continue to be empowered, and deal with these enemies of hers. And it's also, again, because my books always have a moral, a background moral to them.
Okay.
There's more than just the love and the lust and the betrayals and the passion. It's in the first book, it's really a lot about a woman's empowerment. In the second book, it's really a lot about forgiveness.
Oh, wow.
Forgiveness and recognizing when something's
I think that's an emotion or just a state that a lot of people just don't even, even attempt. So I think that's great that you went with that. So empowerment and forgiveness and yeah, I mean I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna have to get them and check them out.
So how you get them? They're both on Amazon.
Okay.
Love Arrested, Love Attempted, Amazon.com under the author Doris Vilk.
Okay.
Or the readers or fans can go to my website, which is Doris Vilk. That's V as in vibrant.com, and that has a link to Amazon for purchasing the books. And please, if you read them and you like them, leave me a review, because reviews are everything.
Reviews really are everything, yeah. And I probably don't mention it enough on the show that, all these entrepreneurs and small business owners that I interview, reviews mean the world to us. I mean, it's great that you support and help, buy the books and things, but definitely leave her a review. I'm super excited to read them. I'm going to be leaving her a review, one book at a time, and I'm not going to talk about what happens with the handcuffs.
You leave that up to the imagination.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing everything about your books and with our viewers. Thank you.
Thank you.